Hey knitting peeps, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Bo Peep Knits. My name is Lisa. If we haven't met before, I hope that you are all doing well. It has been a while since my last knitting podcast episode. I think I last filmed back in November, and I've done a lot of knitting since then. If you haven't kept up to date with my videos, I did Vlogmas during December, and I also filmed a birthday sweater vlog for my birthday sweater last month. So if you haven't checked those videos out, I will link them in the description box. So this knitting podcast episode will be short and sweet. We'll talk about 2 finished objects and 1 whip that I have on the go. Normally, I'd share my yarn acquisitions at the end of the video, but your girl has been doing good. I did not buy any yarn recently because I am trying to restrain myself so that I can go on a little yarn shopping spree when I visit Japan in March. So no yarn acquisitions at the end, but I did want to try something new and chat a little bit about my current favorites. I've seen other knitting podcasters. They talk about life updates and media consumption. I don't know if I'll go that route with my Bo Peep Knits knitting podcast, but I do want to share a little bit about the things that I've been loving outside of knitting. Before we start, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. There are many videos that are upcoming that you do not want to miss. I promise you that. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get started. So we are in a little bit of a different setup today. My yarn studio is under construction, and so I just wanted to bask in the sunlight in my bedroom today. So hopefully you don't mind the little background change. But on to my first finished object, which if you watched my birthday sweater knitting vlog, you may have seen. It is the In Sweater by November Knits. I am just so happy with how I executed this sweater. It's probably the most perfect sweater that I've knitted so far in my knitting career. I am in love with the pattern. I'm in love with the yarn that I use, which was the Sandnes Garn Tweed recycled yarn in the color Magenta Tweed. It's probably the most luxurious yarn that I have in my yarn stash. The composition of the Tweed recycled yarn is 80% extra fine merino wool, 20% cashmere. I absolutely loved working on the pattern. I loved working with this yarn. I mean, it is made of such a luxurious composition, so I think it would be strange if I didn't love working with this yarn. And so far it has not pilled, which I think just kind of speaks to how high quality this yarn is. I'm in love with the color, if I have not mentioned already. I just love everything about this project, about this sweater, about this yarn. Like, I have no words. Actually, there is one thing that I do want to mention. So the Tweed recycled yarn, it is listed as a DK weight yarn, DK/worsted weight, but I actually think that it is a sport weight yarn. And unfortunately for me, I am a very loose knitter, so I was not able to use the yarn that is technically a sport weight yarn, but I wasn't able to use the yarn like strand on its own. So I had to hold it double. And because I had to hold it double, I had to double the quantity of yarn that I need for the sweater. And so I ended up buying 13 skeins total of this yarn for my In sweater, which is really, really crazy. The project total ended up being $273 Canadian. That's including the yarn and the pattern. So the yarn was $267 Canadian for 13 skeins. I ended up using 12.5 skeins, but I'll just count the whole entire amount. And for the pattern, it was $6 Canadian on sale. I don't remember when exactly November Knits was having a sale, but I saw that she was having some sort of promotion that was 50% off, I believe. So the original price of the pattern would have been $12 around. I ended up getting the pattern for $6 Canadian. So in total, the project cost was $273 Canadian, which is very, very expensive. Like so expensive for a sweater. But it is my birthday and I'm just so in love with this sweater. I would say that it's worth it for me. Please don't yell at me at the comments. I know that it is a very expensive sweater, but it's my birthday, so I don't know what else to say. Like, it's worth it to me. Would I do this again though? Probably not. My next finished object I don't have with me because it is a gift knit for a friend who is expecting a little baby boy, and so her baby shower took place in early January. I knitted up a baby bear bonnet by who does the pattern? Knitting for Olive. A baby bear bonnet by Knitting for Olive. It was my second attempt at that pattern. If you watched my gift knits for 2025 video, you may have seen my first attempt at that pattern. And I don't know what it is about me and that baby bear bonnet pattern, but I just cannot get it. My first attempt, I wasn't able to do the continuous I-cord bind off, so I ended up binding off the bonnet and then making 2 separate I-cords to attach to the bonnet. And at that time, I thought that that method worked great. My second attempt at the baby bear bonnet pattern, I was able to do the continuous I-cord bind off. But I don't know what happened. But the back of the baby bear bonnet was a little bit busted. Like, it was just kind of a little bit wonky. It was not symmetrical. I don't know what it is about me and that baby bear bonnet pattern. Like, all I want to do in life is just to knit a nice baby bear bonnet pattern for people. And I don't know, just 2 out of 2 times already. It's just not perfect. There's just something that is slightly off about my baby bear bonnets, and I don't know what it is. Like, I see other people knit baby bear bonnets and theirs looks completely fine. So I think it's just a me problem. And so the next time that someone in my life is expecting, I will attempt to knit another baby bear bonnet, but if that third attempt gives me another headache, ends up looking busted, I just think that me and this baby bear bonnet pattern were just not meant to be, you know? And you can't force things in life. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just too beginner. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. So if you have any suggestions on a baby bear bonnet-esque pattern that is not that pattern, let me know. It's just such a cute pattern. It's a hit with all of the parents. And so it's just so disheartening to knit one and have it be a little bit wonky, a little bit messed up, you know. I just want to gift knit something perfect for these new parents, you know. It's just such an exciting time in their life. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is, you guys, but I don't think there's anyone in my life who is expecting anytime soon. So maybe I'll just give it some time, you know, and just, we'll see. We'll see how things go, you know. If you watched my 2026 knitting plans video, you may have seen that I wanted to knit the hanni cardigan by Knitters and Friends. And so I'm happy to say that my hanni cardigan is currently a whip. I started my hanni cardigan right after I finished my own sweater, and so I have made quite a lot of progress since then. This is my hanni cardigan. As you can see, I finished the back panel of the cardigan, and I also worked on the right and left shoulders. The yarn that I'm using for my hanni cardigan is the Sandnes Garn Double Sunday in the color Camel. And I'm holding it with the Isager Silk Mohair in the number 63. And it is such a perfect color combination. I love this neutral brown kind of color. I don't have anything in my closet that is this color. I'm in love. And the Isager silk mohair is actually so soft. Like it feels like silk. This whole cardigan so far is just so silky to the touch. I'm in love with it. And I feel like once I block it, it'll be even softer. I'm knitting my hanni cardigan to pattern, so I don't really have any modifications to note for you guys. I'm currently just knitting away. And since I finished the two shoulders and the back panel, I think my next step is that I need to join these two panels so that I can continue working flat. And so that's what I have to do next. I am currently filming a project vlog for my hanni cardigan. So if you want all of the details, make sure to stay tuned for that video. This segment of my knitting podcast is my current favorites. I'm trying something new. You know, I've seen other people in their knitting podcasts talk about their life updates, their media consumption, and I don't really want to go in that route, but I did want to talk about some other things unrelated to knitting. We all love knitting, that is our shared hobby, but there are other things that I am interested in and other hobbies that I am pursuing, and so I just wanted to take a quick little moment to chat about that. I do want to let you guys know that this little segment is not about pushing over consumption. That's not what this is about at all. I just wanted to talk about some things that I've been loving lately. And so let's get started. So for my first favorite, I wanted to talk about a book. I have been trying to get back into reading lately. I've always been an avid reader all throughout my schooling years and even after school once I started working full time. I stopped reading about 2 years ago though, which is a little bit sad, but I really want to get back into it. I think that reading is a great way to kind of take a moment to pause and rest in between my knitting sessions. So my favorite book currently is The Pearl by John Steinbeck. It's a story about a man named Kino who is an impoverished pearl diver living in Mexico. And so he one day stumbles upon this very valuable pearl, and it completely changes the trajectory of his life. So the story of the pearl really highlights and explores hope, greed, and ambition, and how these three things can really change people and the communities that they live in. Also, it really raises questions around just how conforming and not conforming to societal expectations, how that impacts your life, as well as the true cost of wealth. The Pearl is a very short read. I managed to finish it in a couple of hours, but it is a story that really sticks with you, and I still think about it to this day. The second thing I wanted to talk about was my favorite scent. I love fragrance, I love perfumes, and so I wanted to talk about something that I have been obsessed with right now. So the Diptyque Le Papier is my everyday scent. That is what I wear usually, but I have been really leaning towards Orphéon by Diptyque. It is a kind of warm, powdery, and woody scent with a slight hint of freshness. It's just so lovely and very, very unique. I've never come across a scent like that before. I don't have a full size of Orphéon, unfortunately. I'm waiting for the next time that I'm in Toronto to visit the Diptyque boutique to purchase that scent. But for now, I have 2 sample vials of that scent that I'm slowly, working through. I am trying to cherish the Orphéon that I do have. But yeah, I've just been really enjoying that scent. I can't get enough of it. I can't stop thinking about it. So I wanted to share with you guys as well. My last fave is my favorite snack. It's a little bit silly to mention, but I love food. I'm such a snacker, and I wanted to talk about what I've been munching on as of late, and that is Senbei, which are Japanese rice crackers. It is kind of silly. I don't have Senbei to show you just because I ate it all. So I'll pop in some pictures for you. But Senbei, they're basically these tiny little rice crackers that are that usually come in like a variety pack. And they come in assorted flavors, textures, and sizes, but they're usually like around this big. And they're just so delish. Some of the flavors that they come in are soy sauce, wasabi, and togarashi, which is like a chili pepper. There are so many Asian rice crackers, but I would say that Senbei is probably my favorite. I just love the different textures and the different flavors that you get in those variety packs. And I don't know if they're normally sold in variety packs, but I've seen them only sold that way. Like, I don't think you can get like the wasabi ones like on its own. I don't think, as an example. Maybe you can in Japan, but I have not seen them sold individually here. They are so addicting. So if you get a chance to try them, I would highly recommend it. So we're all knitters here. Of course, we have this love for this shared hobby, but I would love to know what you are loving outside of knitting. So please comment 3 things that are your current favorites in the comments down below. So that's it for today's video. It is a little bit on the shorter side, but I still wanted to take the time to hang out with you. I hope that I kept you company while you were knitting away. If you haven't already, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and we will see each other very, very soon. Until then, happy knitting!